Someone asked me this question. Is it a gene that enables the connection to the source and the spiritual world? Is it something biological that connects this body to source?
I am using human language, human expressions, so from my point of view, speaking as a non-human doctor, there is no spirituality gene. What happens is that they genetically modify with pre-programmed substances with RNA technology, which is the element that rewrites DNA in a natural way, combined with nanotechnology as well. Although the latter is not even necessary, with the specific RNA they achieve their purpose. Then the RNA-containing substance passes the blood-brain barrier that filters toxins and harmful substances, and comes into contact with the neuron networks and with the individual neurons, changing the internal DNA of the neuron cell, this with the passage of time. I am talking about weeks to a few months, less than a year. The connection with the source, the soul, taking away its religious meaning, works through the specific stimulation by frequencies over the electromagnetic dynamics of a neuron, or networks of neurons. Any network of neurons. They are a network of natural nanowires that operate in a chemical-electrical way. That is, delicate chemical reactions within and between neurons cause electrical discharges of different intensities. This is achieved by a communication of electrical discharges through the axon of the neuron towards the dendrites, where there is a discharge of chemicals called neurotransmitters that will stimulate the dendrites of the next neuron. In this case, the yellow coating or insulator, myelin, acts as a wire insulator, preventing the electrical discharge from leaving the axon and reaching the dendrites, where it will fire neurotransmitters through the dendritic cleft. So each neuron is basically an electrical cell. The discharge is coded by frequencies according to the stimulus, creating a direction of electrical flow. That is, which groups of neurons will fire and which will not. This can be viewed as a code. It is a computer-like logic process, where it observes conditions and outcomes. If this group of neurons is stimulated intensely by adrenaline, then it will react by depolarizing its charge towards a specific group of neurons that have the correct receptors to the discharge of those first neurons. And the other groups of neurons that have nothing to do with the stimulus will not react. That is, adrenaline stimulus will move and stimulate the neurons that control the muscles, and in turn will decrease the stimuli to other systems not necessary to meet the stimulus alarm, such as digestion or the cortical frontal part of the brain, leaving only the cerebral part of the brain to respond to the danger. Depolarize equals effect of a neuron to release an electrical charge. So, all the interaction and energetic dynamics within the brain and central nervous system can be summarized in small electrical discharges, firing in one direction and in another, according to the stimulus received by the previous ones, thus creating a complex network of responses. So, genetically altering the interior of each neuron is modifying it, altering its internal reactions, its delicate processes, and it is possible, through RNA, to alter its internal processes base. It is true that many times this kills the neuron, but let's say it survives it. By changing the internal processes of the neuron, you change the precise and delicate bioelectrical frequencies it produces. The signal, or the soul, enters and is decoded by the brain. It is a very high-frequency signal from the ether side, and it is very delicate. Any mass disruption of the neural networks causes an individual to no longer be compatible in frequencies with that of their soul or soul signal, separating them from source. The brain is an electrical decoding device, and all electrical current produces, and is the result of a frequency. It is a frequency. change the frequency, and it no longer receives the original signal. Therefore, individuals change personality or become unempathic or robotic or simply die. In a nutshell, that's what happens with the brain, with spirituality and consciousness. And it is this delicate process of brain electrical coded frequencies that are used to deflect soul signals in immersion technology. Communication between a human body and its original in an immersion pod is by means of muons, so-called codified consciousness flow alteration. That is why pods are not even on ships, and although it is possible that they are usually on planets, since distances do not affect them at all.